Okay, here we go. Oh no, I need to pin myself. Here we go. Okay. Let's just all begin our practice, feet together, hands just right at your sides, and let's just give each other a little bit of a bow. I'm bowing to all of you, to each other, to our practice. And whenever I'm bowing, I'm also bowing to the teachers that came before us that passed on these beautiful practices to us for many generations. So, hands together, feet together. I'm going to stand a little this way. Make sure your thumbs are touching that heart center. It's very soothing to point to have your little bit of pressure in that heart center. Feet together, and you're just a conduit. That's it. Conduit between heaven and earth energy. Exhale, do the hot, audible breath while we're doing this beginning part of our practice. In through the nose, hot, audible exhale through the mouth. And let the hands relax. Put your awareness on heart center. And then turn the hands over. Palms up. Relax. Receive. Just feel the energy coming in through your hands. Just be in receptive mode. You don't have to do anything right now. Just receiving chi. Already you may start to feel something in the palms of your hands, maybe a little bit of energy coming into the palms. The more I do this posture, the more I become sensitive to it. In fact, let's open the Lao Gongs just a little bit with a little bit of breathing, just while we're in this posture. Just inhale, exhale. Relax. Inhale, open Lao Gongs. Exhale. Good, then just hold the posture. Let the hands relax. Bend both knees, balance before you balance. Step out, flat foot, no weight, and then sink. Relax the body, side to side. Forward and backwards. Just feel your body rooting. You're finding your root. When you're going side to side, forward and backwards, remember you're finding your root into earth. So you may want to adjust your feet a little bit, your body may move, however it needs to, just to find that root into earth. And then once you find it, lock it in, hold Wu Chi. Remember, Wu Chi is undifferentiated energy. When you're in this posture, you're neither yin nor yang. You're just one, you're whole. Once we begin our practice, then we bring in the yin and the yang, the openings and closings. But when we're in this posture, we're just holding. We're just one, undifferentiated. Feel your palms rooting into earth. Feel like a tree's coming out of the bottom of your palms and they're rooting down into earth. Feel feet bottoms rooting into earth. And from this rooted, grounded position, we'll begin a little bit of tapping. Remember, cup your hand, use Lao Gong, down the inside, up the outside, shoulder blade. Usually do it 2 or 3 times, whatever you feel. Then I get in the armpit. Ribs. Other side. armpit, ribs, drum. Randall should like this. This is some drumming. Activating all the organs underneath the ribs as the ribs vibrate around the organs. Thymus thump. Up and down a little bit. Snap. Right on dantian, below the belly button. Gentle fists, very gentle. Drum the kidneys and adrenals. Sacrum. And the legs. Don't forget the Achilles heel, longevity point. Now, if you want to practice your balance when you're doing this, you can do it this way too. Just to give you another option, this is a great way to force yourself to practice balance. You can bend over, that's fine, but you could also do this. And so when I want to work on balance, I do it this way. Bring my leg up to me. When I'm in a rush, I do it this way. And that's a real quick way. And then I come back to Wu Qi. So there's lots of ways you can, variations that you can do, depending on how much time you have. You don't always have an hour like we do this morning. So from here, let's do feet together. And we're going to do squeeze and release, or tension and release. Remember, we're going to squeeze. I'm going to make that sound. That's when I'm holding my breath, squeezing everything in my body, and then, but we're not going to hold the breath long. It's a couple of seconds, just enough to tighten everything down, and then we let the hands flow down, and we bleed the breath off. I pucker my lips a little bit, purse the lips actually, and I just bleed it off. So tension and release. Follow me. There's 4 of them. First one. Inhale. Hold, release. You see, I just hold it a second or two, just to allow for my body to tense up, and I'm tensing up like this. And just let the body go. Feet together still. Whenever we do tension, release, feet come together. Out to the side, tension, release. Watch what I do with my wrists too. There's something about doing the wrists one way and then the other. It just feels really good. So inhale and stick them out, tense everything up, wrist one way, wrist the other way, bleed it off, let it go. One more overhead, come down so you can see me. Inhale, hold it. And one more behind. Squeeze everything, chest, head down to the toes, wrist one way, wrist the other, release. This one's a little bit harder to do when you're talking. When you're doing it by yourself and you're not talking, you'll hold it as long you only hold this tension and release, like kinking a garden hose. You hold it just as long as it takes for you to go through your whole body real quick and just tense everything up, which is like a second or two. It's like, okay, everything's tense. All right, release it. Again, just like taking a garden hose, it's got water in it, you're kinking it just for a second or two, and boom, you're releasing it, and then the chi just flows. So just check in and see how you feel from that. Let everything go. Again, balance before you balance. Bend both knees, step out, flat, empty foot. Make this really very conscious, very deliberate. Make that step out and step in a very conscious, aware motion. Like, it's so easy to just bypass that, but we want to make it very conscious. So when I step out, I bend both knees, I balance before I balance, I step out with a flat, empty foot. I'm very conscious, very aware of it. When I step in, usually I'm stepping in to come to center, but even the step in, I push off my left leg to come back. Bend both knees, step out. Now we do tap, bounce, squeeze, shake, and flow. So here's our bounce. Open up the adrenals and the lymph nodes. Let everything just detox, drain. Let your muscles feel like fruit dangling from a tree. Don't forget to breathe in and out through the nose. Back to Qi, in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Feel gray smoke coming out the palms. One more inhale. Exhale out the palms. It said we can breathe in and out the palms and the bubbling wells. All those gates. One more. Bounce and shake. I intermittently tap my heels, but I'm mostly going just up and down. You can see better from the side with my knees. And the second one, you can do this 2 or 3 times, but don't do it just once, because the second and third, you wind up releasing a little bit more. Like this one, I let go of more stuff on the second. If you have time, do 3. Back to Qi, inhale, exhale. Check in. Let the body move, let it recalibrate. This is kelp, like kelp floating in the ocean. And just let the body move, see how you feel. Feel a little tingly, maybe a little bit more alive, maybe more alert. When you tap the heels on the ground, it sends, just the bounce and shake alone, it's great for the lymphatic system, and throw in the heel tapping, and that sends the energy up the body. And this is why we don't want to do the bounce and shake at night, because it's just too energizing. But it's the perfect thing to do in the morning to get the energy going. So from there, let's just get into a little bit of whole body breathing to connect our mind, body, breath like we always do. And here we go. In front of Dantian, inhale. Exhale. Feel like you're stoking the fire in front of Dantian. You could say stoking the fire, you could say playing the accordion. Just feel that connection between your palms. Let your fingers, wrists, hands be really relaxed, fluid. Feel like you're moving through in the water, like you're in the water up to your neck and you're just moving. You've got some resistance in every direction because you're in the water. Let the whole body breathe. Your whole body is a lung here. Exhale comes together. Inhale, hands come apart. Exhale together. Let's just do a couple quietly, and then we'll make this bigger. Let's make it a little bit bigger. A little bigger. Open, chest up, ribs, lungs, everything opens. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Show you from the side. Inhale. Exhale. Go with the speed of your own breath. I'm calling the inhales and exhales just to show you the openings and closings. Notice my back rounds. This is bend, bow, shoot, arrow. Inhale. So my back is getting this, my spine, I should say, is getting this wonderful massage. It's curving one way on the opening. And then it's curving the opposite way on the closing. One more. Relax the hands back down to Wu Chi. And we're going to do the first of the spinal Qigongs, or what I call Tai Chi arms. You guys know this one. Inhale. Exhale. For anyone who was in Bill's class the other day, I was the model and he was dissecting my form on this one. Try to remember some of those little tips that he was giving us. Wrists never higher than the shoulders. Inhale. So the wrists come up, then the fingers point up, and then we pull down with our elbows. Remember, the hands, where the hands are is where the energy is. So we're pulling the energy up, the back of the spine, fingertips over the head, and then down the front. And we're going to do more of that too when we do the spinning of the orbit. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Coordinate your breath. So we'll all be going at different speeds because we're going at the speed of our breath. I like to add the breath component to it. It's been working for me. Keeps the mind-body breath connection. Now at this point, we let go of the sacred breath. And we're just doing a regular breath in and out our nose. Inhale up. Exhale on the way down. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, behind front teeth. I'm sure you all knew that one already. Turn the palms towards each other. This is called spinning the cauldron. It's the same exact motion, except the palms are now towards each other. And feel the difference. There's a little change. There's this connection going on now between the palms. It's like they're talking to each other. And just feel how that one little shift, notice everything's the same. I'm doing the same exact motion, except my palms are towards each other. Like I said, it's called spinning the cauldron. And notice the difference. I feel a big difference just from that one little shift, just from connecting my palms. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. So we're inhaling on the opening. Everything's opening, all our joints. And we exhale as everything contracts and closes. So notice on the way down, I'm doing bend bow. On the way up, my pelvis tucks under, my spine opens. The reason I bring this up is because I just had a wonderful thoracic adjustment while I was doing this, and it's because I'm bending bow. Look at my back, bending like a turtle. And then I'm tucking my pelvis under to open. Notice I'm keeping Ming Men flat, but I just had a wonderful adjustment. Didn't always happen. I did this for many years before I would get an adjustment like that. One more, take your time. On the way down, I'm gonna take your time to get there. Point the toes out, we're going into a soft horse stance. Hands come down, just keep going right into the flow, into this transition. Scoop up some chi, pull it up, center line, right up here. Back of the hands come together, so you can see me here. Dragons come out of the water, turn over. Part the clouds. Scoop up the chi, right up the center line. Really feel like you're grabbing that chi, back of the hands come together. And then exhale. You can make this one as hard or as easy as you want, depending on how deep you go in the horse stance. You could just keep a high horse stance right here. No problem. As long as you feel the energy, so important. Show you my hands so you can see. And it's just, they're not totally like this. They're just back of them towards each other, and then they slowly turn over, part the clouds. You want to make it harder? Go down into horse stance, deep. Inhale on the way up, and exhale, part the clouds. Inhale. Remember, you could do a soft, which is a high, or a medium, or a low horse stance. Do this whole thing. It's all good. Or you could do like I'm doing. I'm kind of coming out. As I go down, I'm going deeper. As I'm coming up, I come into a soft horse. So I'm pumping. Inhale. Let's do a few in quiet. Next one, as the hands come down, we're going to transition right in. Scoop up the chi, but instead of coming up the center, come out in front. You all know this one. It's uniting heaven and earth chi. So instead of coming up this way, we just bring them out in front. Uniting heaven and earth chi. Bring them out into heart. Bring the feet a little bit closer. Bring it into heart. Push it out. Make this little circle in front of heart. And then bump the palms, send it up. Scoop up some heaven chi. Bring it down. Combine it with earth chi. Bring it out in front of you. Pull it into heart center. Flip the hands over. Push out. This is pushing through the wall. Make a little circle in front of heart. Bump the palms. Bring it up. Just send it up. This is the one I was telling you that I love to do my affirmations with. I don't know, well, I think I do know why. It's because of this part right here, where I'm sending it up. It's like I'm broadcasting my signal or my intentions. So I'll just say a few for all of us while we're doing it. Don't think, just relax. You don't have to go very deep on this one. You could just pump a little bit in the legs. It's just as good. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm safe. I am my own healer. I am the flow. And just broadcast it right up. My hands open, in case anyone's wondering. There's no exact place where the hands need to open, but usually they open right around my mouth. Think of it like a smiley face. I make this little thing here, comes right up to my mouth, and it's this little smiley face that goes up. One more. Push it out. Make a little circle. And send it up. And hold. This last posture, and relax the shoulders. No tension in those shoulders. Relax. And we just send it up. Right here, we just broadcast. So the ending of this little transition of Qigongs ends in broadcasting. You're broadcasting your signal out, and you're also receiving through your palms. Grab the Qi over your head and just let it wand down the body. Palms towards you, let the arms flow down. Feel that energy. You're just pushing all of that stagnant energy down your body with your palms that are energized with Qi, down into earth, and it neutralizes. Come around the golden ball right here. Come around that. Back to Wu Qi. Slowly walk the feet in a little bit, very gently. I'm really careful with the knees. From here, we're going to go right into very relaxing Qigong, hands flowing through water. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see. You don't need to see my feet. My feet are parallel. Actually, they're slightly pigeon-toed. Let me not say that. My feet are slightly pigeon-toed, and they're a little wider than shoulders width. And they're pigeon-toed so I can do this. I can, if I pigeon-toe slightly, it keeps my knees in alignment and allows me to fold at the claw a little bit more. The longer you're doing this one, the more you'll turn out to the side. But don't force that. That'll just happen naturally. You don't have to think of it. Very much silk reeling. Feel the river of energy, of Qi, just pushing against your hands in each direction. I'm pushing against the Qi. Folding at the qua, so I'm pumping my lymphatic system. Next time we all turn towards this side, I want you to go right into, see how this transition is? Right into cloud hands. Now my feet are no longer pigeon-toed. They're just parallel to each other, maybe a little bit wider than shoulders width. Relax your shoulders. Remember, if we lift our shoulders, we're bleeding Qi. And not only that, we're putting tension in our shoulders that we don't need to put. Feel, don't let the bottom hand go to sleep. They're both alive, the top hand and the bottom hand. Notice where they pass. They pass each other at 3 o'clock and then 9 o'clock. As if there was a clock right in the middle of me. 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Feel the spine rotate. Feel the weight shift and the qua or the groin folding, 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 and then switch. Just like in Tai Chi form, the weight shift forces the hands to change. So I've got a weight shift, and then I've got pung. This is pung. I've got one hand pushing down, which pushes the other one up. It's pung energy, one of the 4 primary energies. So feel that pressurization. It feels like hydraulics. One of the Tai Chi principles, something sinking, something else is floating. When everyone gets to this side, over here, just mirror me, we're just going to reverse it. So that was, cloud hands are outside parry, block to the outside, and then we just switch it to inside parry. We're blocking now an attack on our center line. This is inside parry. Almost the same motion, except we're just reversing it. Imagine there's something coming at you and you're swatting it away. It's coming right on your midline and you're swatting it. Again, keep the bottom hand alive. The bottom hand is also swatting something away. Notice the motion. I'm shifting my weight, folding at my qua. Rotating on my center axis, I feel my spine. Big rotations on the spine going on in this one. Last one, and just relax the hands. Back to Wu Chi. Tiger looks behind, arms come out. Pigeon toe the feet just a touch, just a little. Stand back, just a little pigeon toed, and turn. Front hand is on shoulder nest. Back hand is just relaxing on kidney. This is dragon looks behind. Open the arms big. Dragon looks behind. And look into the distance. Don't look at the camera. Look over your shoulder into the distance. Watch your knees. No torquing on the knees. Last one. Relax, come back to Wu Chi. And last one we're going to do, and then we're going to do some stretching today. I'm in the mood to do some stretching, and I'm sure because we're maybe not moving as much, everyone needs to do it. Let's go into horse stance. Remember in horse stance, most important thing, sink the sacrum. The sacrum is an anchor, and it anchors straight down into earth. So we sink the sacrum, which opens the Ming Men, and we take our rib tips So, right, we have the tip of our ribs right here, and we push them in. If you just push your rib tips in, actually, then you don't have to worry about anything else. So this would be rib tips out. Look at my rib tips, they're this way. And see what it does to my Ming Men? So as soon as I push my rib tips in, push. There we go. Now I'm in the correct posture. Ming Men is flat, open, sacrum is tucked down into earth like an anchor, rib tips are in. Oh, I have a question. Horse stance, are feet pointing out or parallel? Thank you, great question. Yes, so always in horse stance, the feet go, the toes go out a little bit. I should mention that. Thank you, and I was in too far so you couldn't see my feet. Yes, so horse stance, great point. Great point. Thank you, Linda, for that question. Some people who have done karate for many years, they do horse stance with their feet parallel. They go wide like this, but their feet are parallel. If you have had karate experience or you are of that inclination because of maybe your body ergonomics, you certainly can put the feet forward. For me, it's easier, right there. I just got some relief. So if you feel tension on your knees because your feet are straight parallel towards each other, I feel tension on my knees. As soon as I point my feet outward in horse stance, all of a sudden I'm in alignment and I feel no tension at all on my knees. They just feel normal. Now I feel it in my quads, but that's another story, that's muscular. So follow your body here, but wherever you are, always check. Before you go into horse stance, I always ride up and down a little bit over my knee, over my foot, and I just make sure I'm in alignment. So as you guys know, this would be out of alignment. That would be out of alignment. This is in alignment. Great question. Thank you for that, because especially with Zoom, I move forward, you don't see my feet. So that's a great point. All right. So this should feel more comfortable when you put your rib tips in. And you can just be in a high horse stance. That's totally fine. So the way we're going to do the Benbo shoot arrow, it will be pulling the chi in. A little bit different than you guys have done it in the past. So now my toes are out, I'm coming in. 1, 2, 3. The bottom hand is going to be the one that becomes this shape. Open. And you could do this in a high, medium, low horse stance once you come into this posture. But really feel, pulling that bow. And if you bend at your wrist before you go out, you stretch all this fascia in the forearm. It's wonderful. So try to do that too. All right, 1, the other side, 2, 3. Feel like you're pulling chi in. Now this hand's on the bottom, so this one's going to go out. Bend at the wrist and pull opposite directions. My hand is just like this. There's 3 different hand postures you can have, but this one seems to be the easiest. And I look through it. Look through the hand. 1, 2, scooping the chi towards the heart. 3, bottom hand, pull. Try to do these in the mirror at some point, or you can look at yourself on a mirror and zoom. 1, 2, 3. Because I want you to look in the mirror, because you want to make sure you're symmetrical. I see myself, I'm 50-50. I'm not like this or like this. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Really pull that. As I pull, I go deeper into my stance. And I look through that L shape that I'm making with my hand. I look through it. And then clear it out. Walk the feet in, just like this. You're just walking them in. Well, I have just enough time to do some stretching with you guys. All right, so we're going to come to center, and then we'll do some Qigong stretching. Sink all the way left. Remember, I was saying about how we should be very intimate and conscious of how we open and close our practice. Sink left. We stepped out left, so now we sink left. Push off this foot all the way up to the toe. Come in. Slow. The hands become shower heads. Palms towards me. Wanding down the body, cleansing. Go around the ball. Another one, scoop the chi. Feel them, shower heads, wanding down the body, pushing any stagnant chi down into earth, neutralizing. On this one, hold one hand under Dantian. I'm just going to come in closer, and we're going to do that, what we did the other day, that centering practice. Just wanding my hand through my chakras, replacing it under Dantian, other hand. If I could remember to do this every time I'm stressed or upset, I'd be golden. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. But this has a very calming effect. I would say this is wonderful to do at night before sleep. And one more. You just do 1 to 3 with each arm. And end with hands, palms covering Dantian, put awareness in Dantian. As Chen Menxing always says in his videos, over and over, through the interpreter, of course, he says, put mind in Dantian, put mind in Dantian. He says that over and over again. So true. Ground and close. Upper right quadrant is your liver. Your right, not my right. Upper quadrant, go over belly button. Ground and close. So feel very relaxing. It's also a digestive massage, but we use it for grounding and closing. And Dantian. Make a little bit of heat. Push. Pull them apart. Shear them, just to feel your chi. Just shear them up and down a little bit. Shear them in a little bit of a circle. Backwards the other way. Circle one way, circle the other way, just to feel your chi. And then put some in your eyes. Then take and go down the, actually first, let's go up. Up the bridge of your nose, over third eye, out to the temples. Wipe off. Down the bridge of the nose, under the cheekbones, out to the ears, and massage your ears and pinch the lobes. This is just you giving yourself a little massage. Back of the neck. This is that cross fiber massage we've been working on. I'm just using this hand to help me get further behind me, and I'm going across the green. I'm just pulling down. Do a few each side. I had a kink in my neck yesterday, and this really helped me get it out. Just how I was sleeping. Just shake it off. Okay. So now I just wanted to do a little bit of, I'm going to pull the camera up a bit so I can be closer. You don't need to see my feet on this one. Just let your feet be comfortable. Let your whole body be comfortable. It's just a little Tai Chi or a little Qigong stretching, let me say, that I love to do to keep the body, everything kind of working. And lots of health benefits from this. So let's do neck circles first. We're just going to work from the top down. You can cross your hands over your chest. That takes the pressure off the shoulders. It's an option. If you like that, keep doing it. Reverse it. Good. Relax the hands, shoulders up, look up. Ah, it should feel good. Ah, drop the shoulders, look forward. Shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders, look forward. One more time, shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders. All right, now neck. We're teaching the neck to stay over the spine so we don't have neck problems or develop neck problems and spinal issues, especially right up at the top here. With time, we all start, the chin starts going forward a little bit when we walk, when we sit, right? So we're just doing this, we add this into our training to make sure that our chin and our head knows that we don't want it to sit forward like this. We want it to sit back like this over the spine. And if you notice, we also do that for Tai Chi as well. We push the chin in, which elongates the spine and also has the sky hook. Feel the sky hook coming from Ba Wei. So this is how we train it. Push the chin out, but like it's on a table. Not down, not up, just straight out. Chin is on a table. Pull it back in. Out. Pull it in. Push it out. Pull it in. Couple more. Okay, now that it's in, good. Feel how that feels. See how I want my head over my spine. That's the best alignment for me. Because as you all know, we've all read articles, the head is, this thing's heavy, like a bowling ball. And so when this is heavy and it's levered forward, just even a touch, just even a couple degrees forward, now it's really doing a lot of, our spine is doing a lot of work to keep it up. When it's back, like this, and I'm not about the shoulders, pulling the shoulders back. I don't really focus on that. I just focus on keeping my head over my vertebrae. Oh, and then I'm in alignment. My head has no pressure. There's no pressure on my neck, on my spine or anything. So we work on that. That's really important. And then just let the head tilt off to one side. Feel the stretching when you do that. You can rub it a little bit if you want. I always do. And the other side. I'm really kinked. And I always rub the opposite side where the stretching is occurring. Good. Drop the neck down now. And I want you to make a smiley face with your nose. So we're going to look up to the right. I keep my head dropped up to the right and down. Now smiley face. I'm drawing a smiley face with my nose up to the left, down. One more each side. Good, and bring the head up. It should feel a little bit more, if you want, gentle, because we're not in class and I can't see you guys. I do this one in my class. I just put a little bit of pressure, just a little stretch. Little, tiny, baby stretch. You know what I'm doing? And then I go the other way. Now move your head around, see how you feel. I do that one because that's one of the first things we lose when we get older, 50 plus, we start losing this. That's why we get into car accidents. We lose this motion. So I want to keep that with everybody. Okay, good, let's keep going. Another one, shoulder blades. Remember, shoulder blades, when they lock up, not good for our health. Keeping the shoulder blades mobile, active. First of all, there's an energy gate under each shoulder blade. That's first and foremost. So for Tai Chi, Qigong, it's important, but also when the shoulder blades are mobile and moving, they're massaging heart and lungs. So we always want to keep them moving. You guys know I'm big on this in class. And so first we start with, I call this a choo-choo train. And we're just, look how I'm pulling from, I'm not using my shoulders, I'm using my shoulder blades. That's it. Really, pinching my shoulder blades as I come back. I'm pulling them together and pinching them. And then I'm coming down and forward. So my shoulder blades are coming up, back, down, forward. And when you're ready, reverse it. Now that you loosen them up, feel them loosen. Good. Now, this is starfish. This is wonderful because this one now my ribs are involved. Same thing, I'm pulling from, here's the kicker. Resist the urge. I'm not doing this. This is really just working my elbow. I'm pulling from my shoulder blades. Watch my shoulder blades. This is easier to see from the side. My whole body's engaged. I'm really only using my shoulder blades, but when I say my body's engaged, it's just that I'm letting my ribs move. And my arms are not here, not here. They're like right out to the sides. Again, resist the urge to bend at your elbows. Call it starfish. Go the other way. Starfish. This one, if you're going to get a vertebrae adjustment somewhere, you most likely will get it here. This one's wonderful. Relax. Hands on your ribs. Try to make circles. Try to make circles with your ribs. This sometimes is we have muscle amnesia. If you have not asked your ribs to make circles in a long time, they won't do it right away, and that's okay. But in time they will if you practice this one. Reverse it. Doesn't have to be a big movement. It could be tiny. Doesn't have to be big. And they'll loosen up in time. This will also help your Tai Chi form because you won't have tombstone body, which Bill does not want us to have. Bill does not want us to have tombstone body. He wants that pumping. Well, that pumping, the ribs are involved in that pumping. So it's best we keep them limber and loose. Then you can go in this motion. If you got that, you can go in this motion. Just a little bit of movement. This took me a while. It's like I say to you guys all the time, I cheat. Because I do these things at home, and then I come into class. And then I act like it's so easy. So, and they're not easy. I could not get my body, we have muscle amnesia. When we've not asked our body to do something, it takes maybe a handful of times before it loosens up and does what we want it to. All right, hip circles, super important, nice and slow. This one I do every single day. It's so wonderful for the hips, for your hip joint health, and lower back health. I've had some lower back issues. If I do this regularly, I find I do not have lower back pain. And you go nice and slow, really feel it, feel everything. Feel, if you go slow, you feel all of the stretching. If you go fast, you miss the stretches. You also may miss, if you go fast, an adjustment in your spine. We don't want to miss that because that's just, like I always say, if you get an adjustment, I just saved you a $30 copay at the chiropractor. Which I just did for myself today. Relax. Come up to center, and let's do one spinal stretch. You all know spinal stretch, and Bill dissected it the other day. Anyone who was in his class, well, anyone who knows Bill knows spinal stretch. So let's end our session on spinal stretch. And then remember, we start from sacrum, we work up 2-3 vertebrae at a time, and we try to feel the vertebrae elongating, stretching over the tree. I'm going over the tree. My ultimate end posture is this. Head and neck are last. So I come up the spine, up the spine, up the spine. And then as I come over, head and neck release last. Skull plates, then release. I'm just relaxed. This is not about how far you can go over. You're just laying over a log and your spine is stretching. And then to come out, remember I bend my knees, tuck my booty underneath, and come out of it this way. Okay, I'm gonna do it online. Anyone who wants to watch, if you know this really well, just do it yourself. Don't stay over longer than you feel is comfortable. but go over nice and slow. 2, 3 vertebrae at a time, stretching, opening, extending. Remember, you start at the sacrum, you work your way up until the very end. Thoracic is hardest to feel. Neck, then head, then feel your skull. Feel your skull plates. Kumar says, release your skull plates. And you stay over as long as you like. When you're ready, bend the knees, and then tuck the pelvis under and roll up. I have no pressure on my lower back to come out of this. I'm just rolling. I add the 8 brocades into this one, which is, and then I come back. Okay, I just almost took down my house, but I tap the heels. I'm on the 2nd floor. One more of those because it felt so good. One more and I'll do it from the front. You're going over a huge log in the forest. Take your time whenever you're ready. Bend the knees, tuck the pelvis, and roll the spine out. This is so wonderful. The coming out of it is just as good for your spine as the going into it. And then you could just stop here in the traditional manner, or you can open like in the 8 brocades and tap the heels, which just settles the chi. And we've got a couple minutes. The very last thing I want to do, I can't leave you without this one. Let's get the hands. We're doing figure 8s. I got a figure 8 going here, an infinity sign, I should say. And I got one going over here. So we get them both going at once. This works wrists, fingers, elbows, shoulders, all of it gets worked. Not really working, just let the elbows just kind of float. Reverse it. Add the fingers. Notice how they come in, beak, like Tai Chi, open. Come in like a beak, open. Good. Reverse it, and then do the now add the fingers again. Add the fingers this way. Open the fingers wide, palms wide. Bring the fingers into the beak, wide. This is twisting teacups. And then let's throw this into, we'll do, when I don't have as much time, I do twisting teacups at the same time. I do both hands. When I have time, I do twisting teacups one at a time. That's one at a time. But if I don't have as much time, I do them together. That's okay too. It's a different feel. So bring the teacups through, palms up. Remember, we're holding teacups. We don't want to spill the tea. And maybe go, you can spill the tea this way, a little bit this way, but not this way. So bring them past the kidneys, around, overhead. See how it's a different feel? This is a wonderful, now really just feel the stretching in this one. I want everyone to really just feel the stretch. My feet go a little wider than shoulders width on this one. They're parallel to each other, but they're wider than shoulders width. This is twisting teacups. Notice my hands and my fingers are now involved because we just practiced getting them involved. And flip it, reverse. I'm still doing figure 8s. Just like before, I've just made it bigger. One more. And we always end as they come through right here and relax. Back to Uchi. And we'll just do one more closing shift left. push off this leg as you scoop up the chi around your body. Shower heads. And this is called come to center. Actually has a name, come to center. So we're just going back to where we started from an hour ago. Back to Wu Chi, neither yin nor yang. Back to oneness, wholeness, undifferentiated energy. One more, hands together, palms together into prayer posture. And I open my palms and I step into my day. Centered and ready to deal with whatever comes. Let me unmute everybody as you depart.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Allie.
Thank you. If you have any questions, hang out and I'm happy to answer them. And Linda, thanks for that question. That was great. I'm glad I caught it.
Just a big thank you as always.
Yes. Wonderful way to start the week.
Yeah, great way to start the week.
Great. Hey, Randall, I have a question for you on the tambura. If you can stay on just another couple minutes, or are you rushing?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, so what's interesting, so I went to that Siddha retreat, and I'm 52. I was probably in my early 30s when I went, and I didn't know what the tambura was, absolutely no clue. In fact, I kept hearing it in the meditation hall. I was like, what's that sound? Oh, I don't know.
Allie, by the way, your picture is frozen for some reason. I don't know why. I can hear you fine.
When did it freeze? During class?
Yeah, just as everybody exited. Yeah.
Stop. Okay, so let me see.